Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Last time, we may have sent a little rover to its demise. It wasn't a rover, it was a lander, sorry. We sent a small lunar lander to the moon, and it will now be there forever in a million pieces. Yeah, it exploded. It's quite sad. So after our second attempt to land something on the moon, I'm saying we go try to do something else. Because generally, when I don't succeed at something for a couple times, I go and do something else and then I come back to it. So, what are we going to do? Something much harder, my friends, because why not? Let's see. Why don't we go to Eve? Try to go to Eve. I recall Eve not actually being all that hard to get to. I think it's easier to get to than Duna. Just gonna say. I think that's the case. So we're gonna try it. Okay. Get out of here. We need to go and create an interplanetary vessel. That's right, an interplanetary vessel with a very tiny probe built on it. It is, by the way, going to be a very small probe. Just a tiny little probe. So let's see what we got. This guy? Does it have good SAS? It does. Oh, that's got SAS and retrograde hold. Wow! How amazing! I don't care. Which ones? Oh my lord, they're like the same. That's so strange. Well then, I guess we want this guy. This guy will be the base of our probe. Tiny little thing it is. Wee little bugger! Nothing more. Atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. What does that even mean? Does anyone understand what that means? If you do, just don't say so, because I'd prefer to just be confused. I don't even know what that means. It's so strange. Okay. So we've got our main body, we've got the antenna, we need some solar panels, because the solar panels always look so cool. Always look so cool. So which ones are we gonna put on? Let's put on, I guess a couple 2x3s. That'll be fine. We'll have two 2x3s. We'll have them angled so that they won't get in the way of anything. There we go. Okay, nice, nice, nice. And is that all we want for the little probe? I guess it is. We want a very tiny probe. Because the smaller the probe, the easier it is to move it. And the easier it is to move it, the less fuel it takes. The less fuel it takes, the easier it is to get out to places that are really quite far away. Okay, we'll put a stack decoupler on there. Just a tiny, wee little stack decoupler. And we're going to then do some structural jazz. We'll go from there to there. And this will be the final, just fine-tuning rocket right here. We probably don't need much more fuel than that, actually, because we really want to move mostly with our big rocket engines, which we're going to do a slightly different design for how we do the rocket engines this time than we have done in the past. So you'll get to see something new. Doesn't that feel nice? Doesn't it feel nice? If it doesn't feel nice, just say that it feels nice, okay? Just make me feel okay. Just slightly. No, it's fine. Get over it. So we're going to put upon this, not that. That's huge. This one. We're gonna put that on there. We're gonna have to lift this up a bit because it just so happens that this rocket is going to be quite large. I swear, very large indeed. So let us grab this guy, bada boom, and this guy, bada boom. Okay, you see what I'm doing here? You picking up what I'm putting down? That'd be kind of weird, actually. Don't pick up what I'm putting down, that's strange. How did you even get over here to pick it up anyway? What are you doing here? Good lord, anyway. Regardless, okay, we're gonna put these guys on here, And this may seem a bit crazy to begin with, but believe me, it's going to work perfectly well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're going to have a triple threat rocket of death. Triple threat rocket of death. You'd say, how in the world are you going to move all that stuff? Come on, man. That is absolutely ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And I'm going to tell you to just shut up for a moment so I can, you know, build my rocket. And then I'll explain to you how it's going to work. Okay? Jeez, good lord. So needy. Anyway, here we go. Nope, that was wrong. That was very wrong. Very, very wrong. There we go. Nope, that's also very, very wrong. There we go. That's right. Okay, everything's back in position. I accidentally detached the entirety of the rocket from the other section of the rocket, which was not good. Not good at all. Nobody likes that. We're going to attach some mainsail engines on there. And then the key to the entire situation, the FTX, external fuel duct. You may ask yourself, what is the FTX, external fuel duct? Yes, I did have to check the name again. Get over it. The answer is, my friend, the FTX external fuel duct connects two non-connected fuel ports in order to make them like one. More technically, actually, what's going to happen is these rockets are going to drain fuel into this main section of the rocket as it's firing. We're gonna fire all 4 of these engines at the same time. I know, crazy, but at the end of all of that firing, this middle one is still going to be full because these guys are gonna drain fuel directly into it. So they won't burn as long as they possibly could, but believe me, it'll work out. It's a logical maneuver. It's been done many times, and it shall be done many more times before the end of it. That is how it is. It's how it has been done. So we're going to put on a few of these radial decouplers. And we can't use like the 8 or something because we actually want far more than 8 of these rockets on here. And we're gonna do some kickback solid fuel boosters. Kickback, thank you very much. Kickback, thank you very much. It's so nice that we don't have to like spend money for this stuff because that'd be insane. Imagine how much this rocket costs. Oh Lord, I don't want to think about it. It's actually disgusting thinking about how much this rocket may or may not cost. Oh, it's a lot of money, by the way. It's a lot of money. So much money. Just think of how many homeless people could live in the fuselages of these rockets. So many homeless people could. I'm not even sure how many of these fuselages are going to come back to Kerbin. Pretty sure a lot of them will just be stuck out in space. That means no homeless people get to live in those fuselages. We're just throwing away homeless housing right now. I mean, it's crazy. NASA, you need to close down and take all of your fuselages for your rockets and turn it into homeless housing. Yep, we are saving the world, one rocket fuselage at a time. There we go. Okay, we're gonna put some nublets on here. So many nublets. Noblet. Okay. Stop saying nublet. I love the word nublet though. It's such a good word. I think it'll work. I think it's okay. I think I've seen worse rockets. I personally think that we've launched worse rockets, and we're just gonna try it out. This shall be Elu or bust, you fools. Mate. The 8 is so small. So tiny. Tiny little 8! Good God. Okay, we're gonna save. We need all of those firing at the same time as that releases. That's right. Those decouple. And then... Ooh, these need to decouple at the same time as these. Then after those have decoupled, the mainsail rockets fire. Okay, what we're gonna do is shift everything so that all of the mainsail rockets fire before these decouple. In the crazy event, I know it's insane to think that these rockets might not lift the entire thing off the ground. In the very least, this guy's going into orbit. If he doesn't make it to Elu, we're gonna have to see. This may not even be close to enough solid fuel boosters. And in thinking about the entire situation, one thing that we do need to do is probably throw on a couple more struts here. I have a feeling the forces pushing this towards our craft are going to be immense. There we go. Save. That's good enough. To Elu, people! Feel it in your bones that is where we shall go. If you can't feel it in your bones, then, I don't know. Feel it in your kidneys. Deep inside your kidneys nestles your true fate. The fate. Hold up! I can't talk about your fate anymore because we've made a terrible mistake. There's no RCS on this entire thing. Good God! Who allowed that to get out to the pad without putting RCS on it? Right, you're right. It was me. Definitely me. Okay. No one is to blame for this particular situation. We're not going to blame anyone. It's going to be perfectly fine. We're just going to bring it back in. Roll it back in. I know it took so long to roll it out to the launch pad, but it's fine. We're gonna bring it back in and then find the RCS and then actually put some RCS on here. Here we go. Oh, look at it. So much RCS. So much RCS. We do actually need quite a bit of RCS in order to maneuver this thing. It's really big. I mean, if you didn't notice, it's freaking massive. Disgustingly large. It's like the size of a water buffalo taped to a water buffalo taped to the back of an elephant. That's big, man. That's so big. I mean, you thought a water buffalo was big? You thought an elephant was big? How about 2 water buffaloes taped together, taped to an elephant? It's huge. It's crazy. I don't even know. Okay. Let us then throw on the RCS fuel canisters, which we have to be careful with because we don't want them to blow up mid-flight, which could happen if things decouple improperly and people start screaming. Really, you shouldn't scream in space because it doesn't even matter. No one can hear you scream. But, you know, they'll start screaming. Everything's going to go crazy. The entire vessel is going to blow up. It's going to buckle under the vacuum of space. As a piece of it has opened, and explosive decompression occurs, and there's like bits of monkeys flying around, and people are like, why were there bits of monkeys in the rocket? And it starts a huge scandal. I mean, that's the biggest scandal ever. It's crazy. But regardless, we're just gonna launch this thing. Okay. We fired the mainsail rockets for a second. It appears that, my God, the solid fuel boosters are in fact lifting us off the ground. This has to be one of the most anticlimactic rocket launches just in the world. They're like, Mommy, I want to go see the rockets launch. Okay, it's gonna be good fun. And they go there and the rocket just slowly drifts upwards. It's like, oh, good Lord. I could have just taped a balloon to, like, I don't know. What would you even tape a balloon to? Like, I guess a balloon to a pitcher filled with water. Just let it go. And that'd be pretty much the same thing as what's happening here. Except at some point, someone's not going to have a pitcher of water fall on their head in this situation. At least, ideally, that's not going to happen. Can't actually promise that it won't happen. Go, 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 go! We have detached all of our solid fuel boosters. I get a strange, strange feeling that this isn't making it to Elu. We should have put a lot more solid fuel boosters on it. And I mean a lot more solid fuel boosters. Now, in saying that, I'm not going to not try to get to Elu. I realize that I also didn't put any external solar panels at all on this vessel. Why? Why have we forgotten these things? Good God, they're so important. If we don't have these things, our mission will be a failure. Regardless. Let's go. Make orbit. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong direction! Okay. We are pointing this way now. Just go with it. No, we never planned to point the other direction. It's perfectly fine. This is where we wanted to go to begin with. It'll be okay, people. It'll be okay. Yeah, no, we're definitely not getting to Elu. This is a very failed rocket design. As I recall, my interplanetary rockets were of some sort of similar design to this, but clearly not this one, because this is not working really at all. It's actually quite terrible, if you were to consider it. Oh, God. Oh, good God. Let's look at our orbit map. Are we at a point at which we can... Yes. We are at a point at which we can begin to attempt to get ourselves into a nice orbit. There we go. That'll be an orbit around Kerbin. It'll be some sort of orbit. Look, we have to try to do something, mates. We can't just not have our rocket do something. Look, with the amount of friggin' force that these rockets are going to shoot out, it's probably only going to have to fire for like 3 seconds. And then we'll be in orbit around Kerbin and it'll be crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. You'll be like, oh my lord, how did he get into orbit that friggin' quickly? And I'll be like, well, it's the science of just friggin' putting tons of fuel on something, putting just a bunch of disgusting rockets on the end, and just going for it. It's just how it goes. I'm going to also extend this panel. It's a risk to the poor panel itself, but as you can see, we are running out of electric charge incredibly quickly, so we need to bring in more. And that is what this particular solar panel is going to do for us. Thank you, solar panel. You have done great things. I trust you, sir. I trust you like my own child. But you're not my child because you're a solar panel. And if somehow I brought into this world a solar panel as my child, we're going to have to figure out what in the world went wrong in the entire situation. Because something definitely went wrong. Oh, whoa. Look at how perfectly symmetrical they are apart. Oh, good lord. It's like a space ballet. I love it. Okay. Regardless of the space ballet that is occurring around us, we are firing our disgusting rocket and making an orbit around Kerbin. So we do actually have quite a bit of fuel still left in that main rocket, as I said we would. I told you this, people. You didn't believe me because you said, oh, that's a stupid rocket design. And admittedly, I did agree with you because it is a pretty dumb rocket design. But, you know, it's a rocket nonetheless. We're going to do what we can with it because it deserves a chance to at least orbit the sun. In the very least, maybe this will be the first thing to break Kerbin's gravitational influence. We'll see. Look at that Disgusting solar panel. Good job, disgusting solar panel. You are doing your job. It is quite a disgusting solar panel, though. It's so bad. So terrible. Okay. There we go. Let's check it. 94,000 meters. 320,000 meters. We have a stable orbit around Kerbin. If not a lopsided orbit, which it's definitely a lopsided orbit. Because things didn't go quite according to plan. It's okay. It's going to be fine. We'll work it out eventually. But we can't work it out right now because, oddly enough, it is the end of the episode. Extend that other solar panel so it looks even cooler. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we shall continue the voyages of this little tiny disgusting probe. And it may make it to Elu, it may not, but it's gonna go somewhere, and it's hopefully not going to be in orbit around Kerbin when this is all done. Until then, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.